Hello and welcome to the day of Fundy Fortunes. My name is Natalie. I'm an empath and intuitive card reader. And today I am doing a general reading for all 12 signs of the Zodiac for tomorrow, July the 2nd, 2016. While we're still in July the 1st, I'd like to say happy birthday, Canada. It's Canada's birthday today. Lots of celebrations and whatnot going on. And I thought I'd come out here and do the reading on the deck today. I think I waited a little bit long because I got the sun going behind the trees here. You don't need to see my mug anyway. Yeah, I made myself a cup of tea and I did my cards all inside the house and got them shuffled up and did what I had to do. And then I've carried everything out here, laptop, the whole bit. Hey guys, knock it down. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all ahead of time before I begin for any likes and all your views and stopping by to visit. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Every time I post a new video, you'll be alerted via email that I've done so. You think they're doing that on purpose? Because they weren't making a sound a minute ago. So, yeah, and if you like this reading and you think you might like to have a private reading, I do perform those as well. All the information that you need is at my website in the description box below here, or you can email me, either one. But if you go into the website, you'll see a picture of Crow Island, which is right behind me here, a night shot that I took quite some time ago. Below that's a small paragraph, and the paragraph sums it up. How it works with Bay of Fundy private readings, and etc. So, I'm sighing in exasperation. You'll know why in a moment. But the first card that I drew for you was the Knight of Wands, and it represents activity. And I'm sorry about the light again. You can't really see it, so we'll forgo. Yeah, it's pretty dark. Okay, so this card represents the advice of the card is to choose what will benefit you best from work and your intentions, and stay grounded. You will make great steps to success. Keywords are energy, movement, passion, focus, balance, communication, and relationships. All right, so, and then the second card that I drew, and this is why I'm sighing, day 4, people, and I can't show it to you because of the lighting. No. Okay. No. 10 of Cups. Happily Ever After card, 4 days in a row, 4 readings in a row. This is crazy. As I said before, I think it was yesterday's video, that I didn't get to post because of technical problems. But this is 4 days in a row. The reading I did last night, which wasn't posted because of technical difficulties, I had said in that video that I get tired and bored seeing the same cards come up over and over. This is a deck of 78 cards. 78, keep that in mind. And I'm dealing 3 each time. And this is 4 days in a row that the Happily Ever After card came up, the 10 of Cups. And not that I'm sick of seeing it, but I just get a little, like, come on already. Somebody needs to be reinforced with this card, obviously. Spirit feels driven to push this point of this card and the messages behind this card. So, it represents completion. And the advice is, you can feel blessed for the life you have. Celebrate. Love grows, bonds deepen, all aspects of personal growth. Happy home, a lot of activity. Some are looking for their dream home so they can settle down and start a family. The keywords are family, love, weddings, home, security, children, and celebration. So what I'm getting so far, it's not just because of this card that claims high activity. It's these 2 cards together are very, very, very good cards. Spirit is trying to tell somebody, I'm being nudged, stop what you're doing. Take a quiet moment. Spirit says you have to appreciate what you have now and then celebrate what it is. This is meant for someone in particular. I'm feeling the heat, and it's not from the sun. It's the heat off the reading. The Spirit is really, really, really almost a desperation mode to get this message across to somebody that they have to stop. Clear away the sludge in your life, metaphorically in your head and in your heart. And you need to start appreciating what you have. And you have all the reasons in the world to celebrate, and no reason not to. Maybe some of you aren't quite happy about a marriage that's going to take place. There's a marriage being planned, a wedding, and some of you may not be quite pleased with the whole idea. Um, for some of you, I feel to tell you, you will be looking for, this has been coming up a lot in the last week, um, looking for property, looking to buy a home, looking it is going to be like a first home owner type deal, because you're just starting out in life, and everything can be wonderful that way. And that's what some of you, this card is all about. And it's all good. The bonds will deepen. All your personal relationships are growing, and it's a wonderful thing. But there's somebody out there, and I'm still feeling the nudge, that's not appreciating what they have. They're always seeing their cup as half empty, and it's time to stop that. You need to stop now and look at all the reasons that you have to live and all the reasons to celebrate. Compared to a lot of everyday normal people, you have it well. Nudge to say, if you're feeling depression, you need to see your doctor. This could just be something like depression, and I don't mean just depression. I don't mean it that way. What I mean is whatever's causing this narrow-minded vision, this tunnel that you're looking down, and not seeing the wide expanse of your life and all that's around you and all that it signifies. Um, it could be depression, something that is um, a physical, it's a physical disability. And being depressed can be bad because you can't see the forest for the trees, and nothing seems to make you smile, nothing makes you happy. This card is push, 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 push. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And if you have depression and there's no clear reason for it in your life why you should be depressed, it's time to take a trip to your doctor. And that's the best advice from this card here. There's going to be a lot of communication for you come tomorrow. When you are at work, choose what is going to be best for you. Make your intentions honest and true. Remain grounded. You are one step away from success, and that's just a wonderful thing. The third card that I drew for you is the Fool, and it's about new beginnings. And you are on the brink of a new path. A wonderful opportunity awaits you. You are being told to follow your destiny in your work and relationships before you follow your dreams. Check your facts from fantasy. Listen to your gut. Stay realistic. Reinvent yourself. There is a journey over land or sea. The advice of this card is look before you leap. If you like what you see, then dive in. So the keywords are risks, innocence, departure, new pathway, destiny, and starting over. So some of you are contemplating this, and some of you are actually starting a new life tomorrow. It looks like it's work related that you'll be maybe making this move. You just need to stop when it comes to something that's serious. And there's a couple areas you may have not have made any solid decisions on. You're going and you're making the change, but all the other stuff that falls into that with your life are things you need to think about. So you need to check on your relationships with your spouse or your significant other, with your family. For those that are married with family and children, check with them. Check with your children. Make sure everybody's all right before you make these moves. Remain realistic. You may have to reinvent yourself, and some of you are taking a trip. So a trip over land or over sea. The advice of this card: look before you leap, and if you like what you see, go for it. And that's pretty cool. So, the significator card that I drew for you was the Eight of Swords, I'm getting my book out for that. Yeah, the Eight of Swords is the Lord of Interference. And it's the card that comes up to indicate deliberate or accidental interference with the natural flow of energy. It often signals problems with endurance and ability to make decisions, lack of concentration on important details, and an overall disturbance. Back to this again. Some of you, yes, that's exactly what it is. It's depression. You keep finding a way. This is for somebody out there. You keep finding a way to sabotage yourself. There's nothing accidental about the interference, disrupting the natural flow of energy. This is deliberate. Everything around you seems to be going really well, and you'll throw a wrench in there. It's almost like you don't feel like you deserve to have such luck, to be so charmed. Your whole life has been charmed, and you don't feel you deserve it. You are somebody that gets weighed down by the problems in the world and the karma that flows around. You're super sensitive to that. So you could be in a house full of 50 happy, joyous people and then step outside for some air and meet one person off in the corner by themselves who's very depressed and wants to be alone and they don't even want to be there. And that's the one person you gravitate to. For some reason, you're drawn to gloom, doom, and despair. And this card is reminding you so easily you can live happily ever after. And from the outside world looking in, that's exactly what you're doing. You are living happily ever after. You need to learn to appreciate what you have. If you can help other people, that may help lift the depression. It might give you some self-worth. These things, you see with depression, there is no natural flow of energy. And any energy that's flowing is a mess. It's a mess. Um, what doesn't make sense to the rest of us when we're around somebody like that is the behavior, the outbursts, the seclusion, the shutting oneself off to the rest of the world around us. And the card often signals problems with endurance. When you're depressed, you're tired all the time. You have no stamina and no get up and go. The get up and go is got up and went somewhere, and it didn't take you along for the ride. So you lack energy. Confused thoughts. The brain is in a fog. You can't make decisions. You can't concentrate. You overlook important details. You just overall feel disturbed. And that's all signs of a sick mind. And what I mean by sick, I mean ill. And what I mean by that is, as that old saying goes, if you had a broken arm, would you just ignore it and stay home with the pain and holding on to it and babying it? You wouldn't do that. You'd go and get yourself looked at, and you'd go and get yourself fixed. They put that if it's a broken arm, they put it in a cast. Um, mentally ill when the brain is sick is worse than any broken bone ever. Because a broken bone, you know it's going to heal. It's been treated, it's been bound, it's been cast, and it's a matter of time before the cast is removed, and you're almost just like good as new again. With mental illness, that's not the way it goes. I've been exposed to a lot of mental illness in my life. Not me per se, but I think there's something mentally wrong with me that I don't get depressed and I don't get drugged down into that black void that people suffering with depression. And it's almost like that drowning rescue thing that goes on. Somebody's out in the lake or they're in the surf and they're screaming for help and they keep going under and they're drowning. And then, somebody, a lifeguard or just somebody, rushes into the water, swims as hard as they can. They grab the person and they get a hold of the person. And next thing you know, because to the drowning person, Get out of here. To the drowning person, there's an object to climb on top of to keep their head out of water, so they end up almost drowning the rescuer. And that's what happens with depression at times. That's very, very, that's a good metaphor for it. They can bring us down, and um, but they're more harm to themselves than anybody else. And depression is so largely misunderstood. I think that's why I'm getting this card, because I'm yammering on about it. And as I've said before, with the Ten of Clubs here, as I've said before, when spirit is nudging me, um, it it makes me they make me repeat myself, because somebody's not hearing this message. Please wake up and hear this message. I love the Ten of Cups. If you have to have a card repeatedly showing up, Ten of Cups is probably the best one in the deck outside of the Wish card. It's just a fantastic card. I mean, how much better does it get than Happily Ever After? The card also gives hope. Hope to anybody suffering with any kind of mental illness or depression. Hope that it can get better. It's no different than a broken bone that is casted. All right? Your brain needs treatment. Your mental health needs treatment. There is treatment. You can get better. It doesn't have to remain this way. And one thing with people that suffer from depression, when they start to come out of the darkness and walk into the light, one of the things they feel is shame, but don't feel that way. Those people closest to you that love you will be very supportive of you. Nobody's holding you responsible. All right? We'll hold you responsible if you don't seek help. That's a whole different thing. But if you're seeking help, you're not going to get over it overnight. You're not going to move on overnight. You're not going to feel, you know, take a pill today and wake up full of joy tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. It takes a long time. It takes medication and therapy by professional people. The greatest sin we can commit against the Creator, whatever your Creator is and you want to believe in, and that's the gift of life. And there's no greater insult when you've been given the gift of life, excuse me, and you're throwing the gift of life back at somebody else. When the gift of life isn't received with a grateful heart, I maybe swallowed a bug. I don't know. But when the gift of life has been given to you, it is a gift. And we're here for a reason. And you've been put here for a reason. But the greatest insult to the Creator is to throw that gift back and say, I don't want it. I don't want this. Everything in this world, everything on this planet has value. Complete, total value. From the wind that's blowing through the trees and the trees themselves that are accepting the wind, to the rocks on the ground, to the grass that grows, to the bugs and the worms that live beneath it. Everything has value. And the thing with people with mental illness, they don't see their value. They see themselves as a burden. They can't control their thoughts, and they can't control their actions. And from what I can see for this one person that this is meant for, you have a very, very, very wealthy life in every sense of the word, except your mental health. That card is haunting me. It just keeps coming back over and over and over again. And I don't feel the full release off my chest, because my chest becomes very heavy and constricted when I'm feeling nudged, when I'm being told to deliver a message. That's why that keeps showing up. And somebody's just not waking up and they're not getting it. If you love your family, prove it. Whoever this is meant for. If you love your family, prove it. Go get help. And stick with it. And never give up. As long with everything, as long as you never give up, there's hope. There's a chance of everything getting better. Okay, I just got nudged. Some of you will go for help. And it's not near your home. That's where this trip comes in. A trip overseas or overland. And some of you are going away because you're in the financial position to do so. Going to a state-of-the-art facility where they specialize on the treatment of depression and brain disorders and the like. And some of you will be doing that. You'll be getting on a plane, and some of you will be getting to go to this facility 3 months. They say 3 months, and you'll be ready to go home. A lot of activity, a lot of things going on. There's a whole bunch. You guys today, you're right across. You're all over the place. There's a lot of you with the messages that are being sent here today. Anyways, all my 12 signs of the Zodiac. And for that one person out there, maybe there's more than one, with the Ten of Cups. It being what it is. And if I don't see it tomorrow or on my very next reading, then I know somebody was listening up. It's going to take some dedication and time, and your family and the people that love you and the people that you love will be there when you return, welcoming you with open arms, the person that they know best of all, not the person that was ill. Nobody's holding it against you. So for now, all 12 signs in the Zodiac, it's such a beautiful day here in Chance Harbor. I was going to do a reading from the beach. I didn't make it that far. Well, not that it's far. It's just right here behind me. It's just that I had other things going on. So I did want to do a reading from the beach, and I am going to do that. And I'll try to make more of a habit of it. It's just to change things up. It gets me out of the house, too. So it was nice sitting out here on the deck and listening to the crows screaming. There's a dove in the background. You can hear it there, and the wind's rustling through the trees. It's a beautiful day. Happy birthday, Canada. Love Canada with all my heart. I'm proud to be a Canadian, true north, strong and free. All right, that's it for now, folks, and I hope to see you back again tomorrow. Goodbye.